Yogi Triathlete just launched a brand new website. We have unrolled Squad. Squad is a virtual group coaching community like no other in the endurance sports space. We've got years of amazing content in there. Yoga for athletes, mobility classes, race course recons. We've got training plans from ultra marathons to Ironman, everything in between. We have a group coaching call every month. We have live streams, live classes, so much stuff in there, and a great community of people who are awake and ready. You will never have to train alone again with this virtual community. 7-day free trial. Get over there right now. Sign up for it. We'll see you in Squad. Namaste.
What made me hit register? I know it's a challenge. I know it's going to be tough these next 11, 12 weeks. And honestly, I feel super up for it.
You know what? I want to race with my friends. And I think that's wicked fun. They're peer pressing you into doing good things. You know what? It's not bad. That's a good thing, I think.
I would say the majority of my journey was finding my light. I knew by doing something hard, I would connect deeper and deeper to my spirit.
I'm set up for success. I'm big on mindset. And so for me, life has become very fulfilling when I just take a leap of faith every day.
It's just been the most amazing, incredible, challenging, eye-opening growth process I feel like I've ever been a part of. Kind of had a flip of a switch where I was just I'm going to do a half, let's do the full, let's go all in and not look back.
Welcome to the Yogi Triathlete Podcast, where we delve into the heart of endurance, the power of the mind, and the strength of the community. We are BJ and Jess. We are your hosts today. Today marks the beginning of an extraordinary journey as we follow 5 first-time Ironman athletes on their quest to conquer the ultimate endurance challenge, Ironman Arizona 2024. These brave individuals are stepping into the unknown, facing fears, embracing the grind, and pushing beyond limits they never thought possible. Over the next few months, we'll dive into their stories, tracking their progress and uncovering the grit and determination that drives them. We'll hear their struggles, their triumphs, and the relentless spirit that keeps them moving forward. This isn't just about crossing a finish line. It's about building a community that lifts each other up, celebrating every victory, and sharing in the moments that define us as athletes and as human beings. We invite you to join us on this journey, be inspired, be moved, and help us amplify the energy behind these incredible athletes. Share the podcast, spread the word, and let's fuel their dreams together. The road to Ironman Arizona 2024 starts here. Let's dive in.
All right, everybody is giving a high five, fist pump. This is about to go down. All right, we're going to dive right in. Let's start with Melissa in the corner up there. Who are you? And we'd love for you to share what inspired you to take on the full Ironman and hit that register button.
Hey, Coach Melissa here. I am triathlon coach and endurance running coach alongside BJ, who is an excellent mentor to me. And I'm super happy to be here. What made me hit register? It really, for me, felt like a natural progression, to go a little bit further in the sport. Well, a lot of bit further. I had experiences where I had done the 70.3 distance many times. And I'll never say that, that distance became comfortable, because it's definitely will always be uncomfortable. But mentally, I was looking for something that really scared me. And the unknown. I've never taken my body that many miles in one day. And physically, I know I can do it, because in my training, even last year, after the 70.3 distance, I kept kind of building a little further and a little further, getting curious. And I was like, oh, I can go this far on the bike, and I do feel that comfortable on the run. And yeah, I wanted to do the Ironman distance so I can coach people through it as well. And I know it's a challenge. I know it's going to be tough these next 11, 12 weeks. And honestly, I feel super up for it. It's what's driving me right now, and it's what I'm aimed after. And I know it won't come with some tumbles and swerves, but that's what it's about. You gotta do it to coach it and learn it, and trying to dig to like a part of myself on the course that I have not hit yet. I've hit some places and I'm like, oh shit, this is a new level. But I think there's always more levels that we can go to. So
yes, you're gonna experience those at Ironman. They have a natural and easeful way of delivering you those moments throughout the day.
Many times throughout the
day.
day.
But everything that goes up must come down, right? Like you're also going to have all those moments where you're just like, I can't believe I'm doing this. And you're doing it. Awesome. Emma, how about you? Who are you? Yeah. What inspired you to do this?
Absolutely. First, thanks for having me, guys. It's my first time on a podcast ever. A little bit nervous, but excited to be here. If you're a listener of the Yogi Triathlete podcast, this is like the place to be. I feel like I've learned a ton as a person and as an athlete through a lot of these episodes. So definitely keep listening. But my name is Emma Santangelo. I am based out of Denver, Colorado. I actually met BJ and Jess during COVID when I was living in Southern California through my partner, who actually was teaching yoga with BJ. I think it was just BJ at the time. I don't know if Jess was teaching at that point. But I was super interested in doing a triathlon. I had a swimming background, but was definitely terrified, I think, of the idea of even remotely attempting to actually complete a triathlon. I had shared with my partner, this is something I think I want to do. And she said, I think there's someone that you should meet that I teach yoga with. His name is BJ. And I was like, all right, I'll go chat with BJ. What do I have to lose? And I can vividly remember, I think we met at camp. I think it was Camp Coffee, if that's correct. Yeah, we met at camp. And I think it was really like literally 1 30-minute conversation that I had with BJ, and just something switched. I sort of had this like euphoric feeling of like, I can do this. I think I'm completely capable of doing this. And I'm pretty sure it was that night that I signed up for 70.3 Oceanside. And I knew like it was a new thing for me. And I think when you take on anything new, it's super, super important to be around other like-minded people that are tackling a similar type of goal. Just a really big believer in like your environment has, a huge impact on the habits that you form and the choices that you make. So I knew I needed to do something where I was in a community. And it was like divine timing. I feel like Yogi Triathlete entered my life at like the perfect time. But the first race I did was in Oceanside. I can remember thinking that it was going to be a one and done type of thing. Like, I just want to check this box and say I did a half Ironman and be done. And the morning after that race, I remember thinking to myself, like, why do I want to do that again? Why do I want to put myself through that pain again? And not only do I, why do I want to do it again, but I think I can do it faster. That was like my takeaway. I was like, I think I can do this even faster than I just did it. So I was pretty hooked from the jump. And I've done a couple other halves and a couple other Olympics since. And I think there's just been this big piece of me after finishing the first one that I want to do a full. Like, if I'm going to do this half thing, why would I not take the jump and do the full? It's a huge feat, but I just couldn't shake it from my mind. I think when you decide to sign up for something like this, obviously it's a huge individual decision, but it's also a big decision for you and your family and your partner. And so I can remember sitting my partner down and having a heart to heart and saying, hey, this is something that I'm pretty serious about doing. And if you're willing to go on this journey with me, like, this is what I want to do. And this is what I want to commit to. And she was like, let's do it, babe. Let's go for it. And that's what I did. And I think, it's just been like the most amazing, incredible, challenging, eye-opening growth process I feel like I've ever been a part of. I kind of had a flip of a switch where I was just like, I'm going to do a half. Let's do the full. Let's go all in and not look back. And I'm pumped and I can't wait for November.
Well, I'm pumped for you. I mean, I've watched it, and this is a story I think I just celebrate. It's like that initial hit comes that you want to participate in this sort of lifestyle, and then watch it grow and watch it expand, and always seeing that you may think you're done, you may think this is enough, but there's always something more. And even when you do Ironman, there'll be something more. And even if it's just to go out and test yourself on a different course and beat your time, there's always something more, but it's always around. So there's no timeline to kind of force yourself to do it. But this is presenting itself for you specifically, Emma. It's beautiful. It's beautiful timing. You're so ready. Well, let's have another 10 weeks. And
yeah, you're not ready. None of you are ready. Like, you are not ready.
Perfect.
Are you ever ready?
Then we're going to go to Oregon. You're going to go sub 5 in Oregon.
The plan.
Piece of cake.
All right, Brendan.
Who are you? Where are you from? And
welcome.
What made you pull the trigger for Ironman?
Okay. So I'm Brendan. I'm Brendan Hohen. Yep, that's my name. I live in Rhode Island right now, in Pawtucket, which is a really small spot. It's a small state. It's everywhere small. And then why did I sign up for a full Ironman? I mean, I don't know if I should advocate that we do peer pressure on this team, but I do feel like I was pushed very slightly. I don't know if slightly is the right word, actually, heavily to sign up for Ironman Arizona. And it was wicked scary to do it, to hit that button. Because it was just financially ruining me, and every single part of my mind was like, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. You can't do this right now. It's impossible. You need a car, man. You got to do all these other things. You can't go to Arizona in November and race. And I was kind of like, you know what? I want to race with my friends. And I think that's wicked fun. And so that's kind of was the deciding factor. And I remember I think there was a couple podcasts where BJ dropped some hints about signing up for it. And I was just like, come on, man, leave me alone. Just come on. I just want to do my half Ironmans and be happy and just chill out. And I don't know. I turned 30 last year. I'm 31 now, and I've just kind of been killing it. So I was like, yeah, why not? Let's do a full Ironman at the end of the season. I mean, it might not be the end of the season, but it's the only race I kind of have on the schedule right now. So it's going to be a fun little time in Arizona. And I've always wanted to go to Arizona too. It's a beautiful spot. I want to see the Red Rock. So I'm going to check that out while I'm over there. I'm really excited for that. But yeah, I think that answered the questions.
Is there anybody here on this call today that was responsible for peer pressuring?
Yeah, it was Emma, 100%. It was Emma. She knows. She was making faces and everything. She knows she did it. It was her. It was her, and it was Abby.
I did it.
And Jess, you pushed a little bit. Don't act innocent in this. You know what? It was both of you down there. You're below me. It was you two. And then Emma's 2 away from me. It was her over there. It was those people. They're peer pressure you into doing good things. You know what? But it's not bad. That's a good thing, I think.
Yeah. I think Emma and I could get a business going on peer pressuring people into doing things.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know.
It's a good thing.
If it comes to doing Ironmans, it's probably a good thing.
Oh yeah, it definitely sounds like a good thing. Good job. You made a good choice, Brendan.
Thanks.
You'll have an experience for sure.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be great.
Your answer was so perfect because it was blatant peer pressure. And yes, BJ just dropped some things on podcasts and you'd be like, that's for Brendan. Hope he listens.
Without saying it's for Brendan.
Yeah, you were doing the passive.
You know who you are. You know you're going to sign up for it. I go, oh, come on, dude. Don't be obvious. Just say my name. Why don't you? It's come on, dude. Anyway.
I love it. That's amazing. Laura, we'd love to hear from you.
All right. So I am Laura DeGroot, or I'm also called Mark, so you might hear Laura Marks as well. I've been a coach and athlete my entire life. I feel like I've been more of a coach than have half of my life, more than half of my life. But in the strength and conditioning world, I've been a competitive weightlifter the majority of my life. And I think I used it as an excuse to not be an endurance athlete. And I wanted to test that. I definitely wanted to test whether or not it was an excuse and if I could overcome that and stop using that excuse to not be good at endurance. But I would say the majority of my journey was finding my light. I knew by doing something hard, I would connect deeper and deeper to my spirit. And BJ, you've been a rock in my life for that. It took me 6 months of working. We've been working together for a year and a half now, but it took me 6 months to register. I knew I wanted to do a full Ironman right off the bat. There wasn't a question about it. Like, why not? I've never competed in swimming. I started swimming in October of last year. Literally, the first step was walking into the pool room, walking into the locker room, trying to figure out what the environment was like. I've mountain biked short distances, but I've never been on a road bike or near traffic on a bike or cycled fast. And I've never ran more than a half trail in my entire life. So why not just sign up for a full? That was if we're going to go, we're going to go big. And that's really how I am as a person, very driven, very passionate, very alive. But I was missing my light, and I knew it was there, but it was in a place where I was super hungry to connect with my spirit. And I know when you do really, really hard things, you have to rely on something much greater than yourself to get through it, much greater than this world. And it connects you deeper. And that's what I'm hungry for, is that deep, deep connection. And I'm finding it more and more through training. I'm coming alive and I'm feeling who I know I'm meant to be more and more, and somebody I've been connected with before. But yeah, she's coming alive again, and it's exciting, and I'm excited to share it. And this is a wonderful opportunity because I've wanted to share my story, and I've had a really hard time expressing it and opening up. So when this opportunity came, I'm like, yes, flow, BJ, flow. I say yes. So I'm beyond excited. Am I scared? I don't know if it's fear. As long as I have my wetsuit on, I'll be good. But I think there's just this excitement for the unknown and excitement to know who I'm going to become. And I want to meet her. And so that's my why. Of why Ironman, and to be able to do with other people is extremely important to me because it shows accountability. It challenges me. I know I'm not alone in it, even when you're out there for hours training or getting up in the morning. For me, it's not this competition against others as much. Not that I'm not competitive, because I am, but it's really this connecting with people and finding community and not being alone in it. And I think that's pretty special too. So.
Yeah. I don't know what to say to that, except it's just been an amazing journey that you're on and continue to be on. And the next question will be really, really key for you in this. But yeah, I mean, this is demonstrating everywhere from like Melissa, who's experienced, to Laura, who's like just like learning to bike and actually just got a bike. So did like Patrick too, like just getting triathlon bikes, like taking that dip. So this is reaching like far different levels. Like you can come at it in so many ways. And Brendan did his first, 70.3 this year, his first 2, and now he's doing an Ironman. So yeah, there's a lot of ways to come at it, and there's a lot of feelings and emotions that get stirred up when you begin this journey. And so before we get to that next question, though, I want to get Patrick. So Patrick, yeah, who, what? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
who, what? Yeah. Who, what?
Who, what? Patrick, who are you? Where are you from? And what made you take my money?
Hey, everybody. Patrick Testoni. I live in Santa Cruz, California. Why did I sign up for Ironman? That is a good question. A little bit of peer pressure, a little bit of stubbornness. For me, honestly, it's about just bucket listing life. Something I'm really trying to do at this point in my life. I really, maybe in a funny way, I enjoy training. So this gives me an excuse to work out. So people ask me why I'm working out so much. I'm training for Ironman. It's kind of sad but true. I do like the results. I like the way I feel. But why I signed up for Ironman Arizona was it just looked like an opportunity. You know, I'm 55 now and probably in the best shape of my life. And reality is like, now is the time to do this. And I had a couple injuries earlier this year. I broke my ankle snowboarding. I partially tore my Achilles. And that just reminded me even more that I should just take this opportunity where I'm at in my life and do this. So I'm excited for it. And just like I found that like for me, life has become very fulfilling when I just take a leap of faith every day, right? So before the pandemic, I played basketball and I ran, and I was playing more basketball, and I was starting to turn into like a weekend warrior basketball player, even though I played with the students that I work with. And the pandemic was about making lemonade out of lemons. And I had some friends who were cyclists, and we all started cycling together. I had a partner, her and I got into cycling, and I got really into running during the pandemic because I was not playing basketball. And I would just tell stories about, hey, I'm going to do a triathlon one day. I was just saying it, honestly. But I was like, at some point, I was like, all right, time to step up and do this And so I literally just did a Google search on, I think I just searched vegan triathlete training, and Yogi Triathlete popped up. And so that started the story. I listened to some of the podcasts, and I resonated with the podcasts. And honestly, also the half Ironman in Santa Cruz happened 2-3 years ago, and I saw what it was. And then I connected with BJ and the group for that 70.3. And I made it a goal to do it the next year. And I started training, and I couldn't swim more than 100 yards. And I was talking to one of our other fellow triathletes the other day. I told BJ I was a beginner swimmer, and he sent me a workout that was supposed to take an hour. At an hour, I was waterlogged and not complete. And I had to text him back and go, no, I'm really a beginner. And so the other joke was I thought I was triathlon training, but I just spent a year in the pool. But the amazing experience I had at the 70.3, swimming around the wharf in Santa Cruz, and it was the funnest part of the triathlon for me. Like I just was like blissing out, like I cannot believe I'm doing this comfortably with 2,000 other people. And so that hooked me. So then for me, it's about bucket lists. I've done other things, that have just been part of it. I traveled, played the World Series of Poker main event multiple times. I'm just big on, okay, this is cool, let's do it. And so for me, the ultimate goal will be to do the Ironman in Hawaii at some point in my life. And so this is just another step. I actually was sitting there going, 70.3 in Santa Cruz, that'll be nice. But I need to get motivated again, because I was so stoked when I completed that dream and finished that 70.3 in Santa Cruz. So I've only done one half Ironman. I've done 3 Olympics. But so when the call came and I knew Melissa had completed one last year, and I saw her do her first full Ironman in Arizona last year, she's a member. It wasn't seated in my mind, and I just needed a little reminder. And the fact that there was a group of us doing it, BJ let me know there was a group doing it. I just mashed the button because I have too much money now. I need to go burn my money on something else. I joke, like I need to go broke on something. So I don't have that much money, but I did go broke on triathlons. I'll tell you that much. So that's it. I had like a $400 bike. Now my bikes are way more valuable than my car. Let's put it that way, like 5-fold. And so, I'm just like all in. Like for me, it's like life is all in. We're here a short time, and this is an opportunity. And I'm sure it'll be thrilling. It'll still be daunting, but I'm set up for success. I'm big on mindset. And so these things, like being able to do this or just preparing for it and completing it, is just so good for my mindset and my future. I really honestly believe that. So this is just another physical thing, another spiritual and physical journey in the story of my life. And I'm excited to live the dream, like basically to leap out of the nest, I always say. And because it just leads up to the next one, which will probably be another Ironman, hopefully. So that's my why. I really believe these things are like, they're so impactful and much more than the physical, like I completed it. But I do remember being a kid watching Ironman Hawaii and watching those people just like stumble across the finish line and going, they're crazy. So quite the irony in life. I'm trying to do that now, but I'll love it if I can, like prepare myself and complete that. If I'm fortunate enough to do that, it'll be a moment. That's my why.
Before we move on to the next question, I just want to open it up. If anybody has anything to say about, your fellow teammates, things that you just heard, things that felt inspiring, anything you want to share.
I was just going to say with what Patrick was just saying, I had that same, I did my very first, I can call myself a triathlete now because I did my first sprint a couple of weeks ago. And going from being afraid of the water to loving the water. And that was I was confident enough on the bike and running in my life, just not that same way. From sprinting to longer distances, from mountain biking, I would say beginner mountain biking, into road biking, to being terrified of the water, to loving the swim the most, and how much that felt I just felt amazing from that, and knowing what was possible by stepping in and saying yes to something that was scary, stepping into my fears over and over again and showing up for myself. And I hear that in your story, Patrick. So thank you for sharing that.
All right.
Should we move on?
Yeah, we'll go into the next question, but the swim is normally like the biggest obstacle. So everyone here, except for Emma, like even Emma, because she's learning a new style of swimming, coming from the pool background to open water, there are skills that need to be learned. So,
although you do want Emma on your team when you're doing the relay races,
when you're doing relays at camp,
during training camp.
Emma, yeah. She's a motorboat. But yeah, so the swim.
You gotta control that kick, though.
Yes.
Control the kick.
But that's the most fun part, and this is a theme that I see in coaching athletes and being in this sport for so long, myself included, being fearful of the water. It does become one of the most joyful and exciting and fulfilling things that we end up doing, because you're connecting with nature, you're connecting with the unknown, you're connecting with moving energy that is beyond what we can control. And it also offers up ourselves to be more vulnerable. Like, you have to hand yourself over to the water, this foreign like body that actually supports you. And if you try to fight it and muscle it, it's going to come back and it's going to be a lot of work. Instead, it's a movement, it's a flow, it's a symphony. It's like you hand yourself over to it. And when you come out the other side of it, 99.9% of the time, you have this just blissful experience that then shifts your mindset on what's possible. So, coming from someone who was afraid to do any open water Ironmans for the longest time, I would only do lake swims, right?
Oh my God, you were a terrible swimmer.
Yeah.
Do you remember getting in the pool? He couldn't even get to the other side of the lane. He was like hanging on the lane line. And then way too premature, started to do flip turns and would end up like one or two lanes like over, coming up like a seal, like looking around, trying to find out where his lane was.
It's so great.
So the swim is, I was just saying this, we were out on a ride yesterday with one of your teammates, Alex, who is here local in Oceanside. And we were talking about how like duathlons, and like the first duathlon I did, felt so strange because it was like, there's no nerves, there's no like, there's nothing. There's none of the, as BJ says, the swirly sensation. And it's like, you realize that the swim really, whether your background is swimming or not, like the swim is what makes triathlon so freaking legit. And it's such a mountain to move and to embrace. And it's so beautiful as coaches to see people come. And most people do come without swimming backgrounds, without, growing up in the water. And then to see how much it turns into a love is such a cool gift part of the process. All right, so let's jump into the next question, and then let's see where we are. But that last question could be really cool when we do our individual podcast. So we'll see.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so let's
leave you in suspense, because that is what we're going to do too, listeners, is that we're going to bring all these guys on individually as well. And then we'll bring you guys all back together after the race. And perhaps again before, but we're not 100% sure of that.
We'll see how this all
maybe before.
I like the vibe of this crew here.
Yeah, this is a good vibe.
This is a good crew.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys are going to go through a massive initiation together.
I think it works for me. I think the biggest challenge would be on you, Jess, trying to herd us all into one slot.
I know. I herded you here, though. So pretty good. Thank you. I know some of you moved some stuff around. I really appreciate it. And we're having a new roof put on, and there's nobody on the roof right now. So we were like, okay, we're just going to...
they've been relentless.
We're going to trust it. There's not going to be anybody on the roof, and they're not.
I do appreciate the community part of this and how much it's going to help me. I found that with coaching and community, I can do all things. So thanks for setting this up.
Perfect. A+. You won. All right, next question.
All right, we'll start with Brendan. Who do you believe you'll be on the other side of completing Ironman?
Oh, okay. I don't know. And I've probably talked to both of you guys about this. Like, I don't really know who I'm going to be after that. And that's like the scariest part of this whole, I guess, journey going through with this. It's like such a crazy distance to do. It's such a long day to be out there. I mean, I don't know. It's not that long though. It's what, 12, 15 hours, maybe. I mean, I've worked restaurant shifts that long. It's kind of just as bad. It's suffering and it's hot and you got to deal with people. There's not even people out on the course you got to deal with. So this seems kind of more like a cakewalk. But maybe I'm kind of disrespecting the distance a little bit right now. So I don't want to say that, because the universe is probably going to do something to me now. But yeah, I'm just, I don't know who I'm going to be on the other side. And scratching that itch is always kind of fun to see who we can become after these hard things that we do, voluntarily. Yeah, I think that answers the question pretty well.
Well, I like the perspective, Brendan, that you like. It's much different than what you experience at work, because you're going to have connection out there. You're going to have 15 hours of connecting with people. Mm-hmm. Maybe not so much on the swim, but I'm telling you, in the corral, you're going to be talking to people, nudging people. You're going to get on the bike and people are going to come by and, say something, or you're going to say something to them. And then you get on the run and you're all in this together. And you're going to have spectators. You're going to have the support crew. You're going to have Clark there. It's this whole connection of community that's really going to be this like a breath of fresh air, because everybody is invested in your success and they don't even know who you are. A lot of people don't even know who you are, and they're just going to want you to be successful. So I love your perspective, because you don't have to have an agenda. You don't have to have any like, oh my God, I got to get through this. You're going to be enjoying it more and more as you move your way through this race, just because of the sheer connections you're going to make with other people. Yeah.
Yeah, I think being out there by yourself would be a lot harder. Like being in the energy of everyone trying to better themselves, not even trying, they're actively doing. You're doing the thing that's making you a better person. So how can you not, enjoy that experience of being with people like that? It's like you come off the other side, like there's such a vibe when you're done racing. I know everyone in this podcast right now has experienced that post-race. It's just that vibe, that high is insane. You just feel so good. You feel so bad and you feel so good at the same time. And it's hard to describe.
Yeah. I had a realization. We were in Oregon. Patrick was supposed to be a part of the girl gang, but he was not able to join us in Oregon. And there was a part where I was on the run where it was hurting, like things were hurting, and I was pushing as hard as I could go. And there was like a part that always knows that all you have to do is walk and it'll all go away. And I just had this thought of like, how you feel right now and how you're pushing right now is the exact thing that you're going to describe later as being so much fun. Like, you're going to talk about how much fun that run was, and it's going to be because of how you're feeling right now and that you kept going. And so it's like this joy mixed in with this like high level of sensation and intensity in the body. And it's just, to experience it is to know it, and then to try and describe it. But it's the experience that is the thing that just leaves that indelible mark on who you are. And so you're just keeping that open. We'll see who you are after that race. We'll revisit this question, I'm sure. Melissa, coach, what do you think you're going to be on the other side of that finish line?
I've been pondering this for like 5 minutes as Brendan was talking, and I don't know the answer to that question, to be honest. Like, I just know that my faith is going to be seriously strengthened and sharpened. Like, the whole theme of this year for me has been taking huge leaps of faith. And honestly, I've been like super uncomfortable since, I want to say, May. And I feel like this falls right in line with that. It's like, I feel like I'm already burning discomfort now that is gonna slap me in the face on race day. I'm gonna be like, you know what? I've been moving through this for a long time, and like, God wants me to go a little bit deeper here again. Oh, this hurts a little deeper again. It's like that constant finding the tension and like releasing and moving into your edges and just trusting, like, over and over and over again. Like, I know how often I do it during a 70.3, leaning into my edges and going into that trust mode. And I can only imagine how many times I'm going to be doing it over 11 or 12 hours. So yeah, who knows? That's my answer.
Yeah. And I think, you and Brendan, you're just describing it. Like, the process of what you're describing is the person you're going to be. You're going to be that person who has leaned into their edges more than they ever have before. Right. And so how that feels and however you label that or articulate that later, it's like you're describing that process now, and that's going to be a part of you on the other side of that finish line. Cause you'll be leaning in.
Totally.
So good. It really is one of the best days of your life. Incredible.
Let's go, Laura.
I love this question. It actually, at first, when I first read it, I'm like, I need to just walk away for a second. But it came to me, I'm going to be who I'm meant to be. And I love that. I love that I'm going to be what's meant to happen and who I'm meant to become. And I have it's an opportunity to open new doors and to see it and to feel it and experience it. And I'm excited. It's almost, I think of life as a treasure map and a treasure hunt, and any good adventure story has blood, sweat, and tears and has hardship, but you find amazing people and you get through this adventure in this life because of the obstacles and the people you have to get to meet, or not have to, but you get to meet people that help you through it. I'm only going to continue to meet more and more people through this opportunity and this experience, no matter what happens. And it's going to grow me in the direction that I'm need to go in, and it's going to give me the next step. And it's having faith and belief that whatever door opens, I'll be ready for that too. And I'm excited for the unknown. I'm excited for finding that next clue in my treasure map and being able to know that it's building me in who I'm supposed to be, to take more steps and to continue to find my purpose, to serve and to give and to receive and to be who I'm meant to be. And yeah, so it's going to make me who I'm supposed to be.
And like every single one of you, like, the door is going to open, right? The door to signing up for this opened. And it's not like you're like, oh yeah, there's the door, I'm going to walk through it. You're like, really? That door? You sure that's the next one that's supposed to be open? Isn't there another one? Isn't there like a medium state door, or do I have to walk through this big one? And you guys have already done that. And yeah, you're going to continue to, as BJ throws down these workouts for you as he always says, earn the right, that you'll be able to do them in a way that sets you up for success, breaks you down just enough that you'll be, he's going to be opening doors for you along the way. And you're going to be like, really? That door? Okay, let's see what's possible. I can't even imagine. I'm so tired. All I'm doing is eating, sleeping, working, and training. And there's nothing else that I'm doing right now. And and you're going to surprise yourself time and again. It's be a really cool thing to uncover, but it's really beautiful to hear your perspectives now about, what this process means to you and what it's leading you to become.
Yeah, I can't remember if I talked about this in the live on Monday or Friday. I can't remember, but all of you have expressed this, like, we have a decision to make. It's either in the unknown, you're either fearful of it or you're excited about it. And both come from the same part of the brain, and we have a choice in all those circumstances. And Luca, our youngest athlete, demonstrated that a couple of weeks ago when we were playing in the waves, and he's scared of waves above 3 feet. But I asked him if he was also excited about it, and he was. So we kept feeding the excitement of it, the excitement of the waves, the excitement of going under the wave and coming back up. So there's this unknown of the distance and accomplishing who you'll be and what will happen on the other side. But there's also this like curiosity and like, oh my God, like I see so many people do it, and I feel this compelling draw inside to fulfill what it is, this desire, and I need to chase it. And I need to go all the way, all the moments of fear when you jump off that dock into the Tempe Town Lake, and you start to swim, and you're with 2,000, 3,000 people, and you have that experience of like, but then you find calm, and then you have that breath, and then you find calm, and it's a constant balance between feeding that excitement versus feeding this fear that can paralyze a lot of people. It can paralyze them to the point where they don't take action. But if you keep feeding this excitement that you're talking about, this curiosity, you will be provided for, and you're going to come across that finish line, and it's this profound, like Brendan was saying, there's an excitement, and you will have that like, oh man, like I'm spent, right? But you're also going to have this, damn, man, I just did this. Like I completed this thing, in spite of all the hesitation, doubts, and fears that I had at one point along this journey. So keep feeding,
and during the day, keep feeding that curiosity and that excitement. That that will take you so far, as Luca is demonstrating, and as all of you are too. Yeah, Patrick.
It's great to hear everybody share. It makes me think more about this question. When I first read it, I was basically like, the journey is the destination. I'm already on the other side. I don't want to minimize the day and the accomplishment, because that will be it. But I try to be present on these journeys now and really appreciate the walk that we're all taking right now, because there are moments, and I know there will be more moments along this training path, so that the Ironman can be a celebration, right? As you talk about. And those training days will definitely, I don't want to respect those too. And so I'm excited. That being said, I'm already starting to feel the growth just by making this decision. For me, my journey with the broken ankle and then the partially torn Achilles, it's kind of like that'll increase the accomplishment to be able to heal from those wounds and still be able to complete this, having not been able to do Oregon, not being able to do Santa Cruz, starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel with this. The lessons have been huge. So the other side is going to be really good for my psychological and mental growth. That you talked about it with fear and excitement, right? How limiting I can be mentally. And so doing things like this here in this physical world cracks it open for me, like these challenges. So on the other side, it'll be like that moment of accomplishment. And then what's next? I know that day will be awesome. Looking forward to the big meal. That on the other side, that's the first thing, is the big meal. and then it's like, what's next, you know? And that's exciting too. So, but I really am appreciating the journey that's been starting right now. And then I do know related is the night before it'll get real, right? The night before it'll get real. The weekend before, because of all the preparation, like need to remember critical things not to forget. But yeah, so I'm excited for that journey. It's great, like I mentioned before, to be able to share this with other people. I think that makes it not only easier, but also makes it more fun. There's like a common bond that we will all have, and I'm excited for that too. It's what I live for. So,
Emma.
Yeah, I think it's hard going last because everyone took all the good stuff. But yeah, I think to everyone's point, like I also don't know. It's hard to even conceptualize like what it's going to feel like to cross that finish line. But I think I'm just going to be, up leveled in a way that probably I can't even comprehend right now. Just knowing that, I can do hard things. I can commit to something that seems, almost fully impossible and achieve it. I can stay disciplined despite, having some days where I feel like I have super, super low motivation. I can push myself beyond where I ever thought possible. So, yeah, I think I'm just going to feel like a better version of me, not only for me, but for the people around me. I think it's interesting. I feel like I've seen the impact that I've had on my just like immediate community. You tell someone you're doing an Ironman and it's like, they want to ask you 5,000 questions. It's like, I didn't really want to get into this conversation about me, but here we are. You tell someone you're doing an Ironman, it's like, it's a pretty rare thing. So I guess people take a lot of interest in it, but it's been cool to see just like the impact that having big goals has on my community. I've seen other people that I know in my circle, like sign up for races and do a 10K or a 10 miler or sign up for a triathlon. Like the impact is a domino effect, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I think I'm going to probably be an entirely different person. And I'm hoping that not only does it have, a huge impact on my life, but also everyone that I touch, which is kind of what life's all about. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm terrified. I'm excited. I think it's going to be one of the best days of my life. And let's go. Let's bring it on. Let's do it.
Well, you're all leaders in your communities, and sort of what Emma's tapping into is like you're giving people permission that they can too pursue what they may seem impossible or slightly outside of their comfort zone, and you continuing to share your story, even though there's the 1,000 questions about it, all the details, and you're going to have a big pack down there, Emma. I heard. It's giving them permission that they too can do something that's big and challenging and come out the other side. And guess what? It may not be the first time or the second time, or it may take them 10 times. It may take them 20. Who knows? It may take them 20 years. But it's something to pursue if you continue to be that leader in your community. It's like imperative that we do that. And that's one of the missions of Yogi Triathlete, or part of it, is to plant seeds that you can inspire other people that whatever they want to achieve, they can do it. It's going to be challenging, but you do have permission to go ahead and chase after whatever it is that tugs at your heart. That's the reason we exist. That's the reason why we're here, and not continuing to, work a corporate job and have a house and be debt free. You have to pursue and take risk, and whatever that is in your life right now, you got to pursue that. So I love that you tapped into being the example, Emma. Like, you all are here too, all 5 of you. It's really important to celebrate that, and how you go out and demonstrate your workouts and execute it. People are watching. Even if you don't see them, they're watching, they're listening, and the energy is moving forward.
Yeah, you're all creating have already created a trickle effect. I think the coolest thing about the trickle effect is that you never know how far it reaches. And so you could only imagine, right, that it could be quite limitless. And before we wrap it up and sign off, I just want to open up the floor. If anybody has any final words or anything that you want to say to your fellow teammates as you are all going into this final, how many weeks?
11? Huh? 12?
I don't know. 12?
12? 11?
See, everybody's busy training. They don't know. I love
good.
that.
I know, this is so good.
I just looked at Training Peaks. It says 11 weeks.
All right.
Okay.
11 weeks.
11.
And it's kind of, I think
It's kind
the
of
way
deceiving,
Training Peaks does it, it's like,
They don't count the week of.
so is
the
it like a
recovery.
pregnancy? Like pregnancies are 10 months. They're actually 10 months, but we only say 9 months. Like, don't worry about it. It's just 9 months. You can do it. I just want to open up the floor. Does anybody want to share any final words or feelings about your experience here tonight?
I just had one thought come through of something Patrick said earlier about loving to train, loving the process, loving the journey. And I couldn't relate anymore that training gives me joy. And I love that feeling of getting to, that we get to do this, we get to be a part of this, we get to explore, we get to have this experience. And the hard things we do and face in our daily lives is what inspires us to be able to do hard things. And to me, being out there for however long it takes, 10, 15, however long it takes for me to accomplish this is an opportunity to do something I love for that period of time and to continue to know that all of this is for us and to continue to have that mindset and to face those obstacles and know that it is for us, that it is changing us, it is growing us, that we get to do this together. We get to inspire one another. We get to choose our heart every day together and just know that our life alone is, I think, even harder than the training and the accomplishment. Not, again, to downplay what Ironman is, but it's a reminder that we do hard things every day and that this is something we get to do, where we have to do a lot of things that are uncomfortable and hard and lose people and, face life and hard choices. We get to do this hard thing to grow us, to be able to face life, and to be able to do that with each and every one of you is just a blessing. So thank you, BJ and Jess, for, bringing this together, giving us the opportunity to say, yes to a goal that seems so huge. And so just appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. You're welcome.
Yeah, I would echo that sentiment. I feel like even in Oregon, like I feel like some of my favorite moments out there, Jess, I remember seeing you at like mile, 3 on the run and mile 8 on the run. Like it was just like, I saw you out there and I was like, thank God. Like it just gave me like a little bit of hope and a little bit of extra, oomph to get through. I'm just pumped to see everybody out there. I know it's going to make a huge difference, and just a big high five, a big, keep getting after it. Just seeing teammates out there, I think is going to be a huge differentiator, and I'm excited to do it with all of you guys. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, looking for the Yogi Tri kid on the course is like the best part. Being like, yo, I know that person. What's up? And like screaming and giving them a high five. Like, that's pretty cool.
Best dressed.
It's pretty nice. It's snazzy.
It is, and it's easy to spot. That Yogi Blue. Yeah, you can see it a mile away.
Mm-hmm.
Like you'll see them coming, and yeah, it's really uplifting. I'm glad you guys are feeling into that, because that's going to be jet fuel.
I already have my spot for my tattoo, but I can't get my Yogi Triathlete tattoo until after I accomplish my Ironman. So I already know where I'm putting it, and it's happening. So, but I can't do it while I'm training for swimming, right? So
Right.
I got to finish the Ironman first, then I get to.
Don't be taking time off for tattoos, which is not going to be happy about that.
Are you going to disclose where you're getting it?
I'll make y'all wait with me. I'll brand it.
Awesome stuff. Well, as we close it out, just a quick go around the table. Tell me what has been your favorite workout so far. Start with Patrick.
Oh, that is a tough question. I haven't been running, so it would have to be probably the swim or the bike. I do like the Mambo session because I dreaded it the first time I had to do it, and now I just kick it out.
Yeah.
So
Mambo. You're just mamboing, baby.
It's a little bit fulfilling to be able to not drink as much pool water as I did in my first year, and to wish the seconds ticked by slower on the rest intervals. Now I just do. So yes, Mambo session. If I had to pick one.
Yeah.
Laura, what about you? What's your favorite sesh right now?
I'm kind of with you, Patrick, on the swim. I feel like I'm relating to you a lot of like, these sessions are supposed to take me an hour, but I'm not getting through them. Is this really how I'm supposed to be training yet? So the swim's been definitely a mental challenge for me, but in a good way. And I'm falling in love with the water. But I'd have to say that I really love the bricks. I love the long bike rides and then running off the bike. I love this experience of my legs feel like sticks, but it's going to go away and they're going to feel normal again-ish at some point. And that I'm going to be capable, and this experience is temporary, and how long. It's like this question of how long is this going to last? Is this like, it's like a science project out there. And I just, I like that experience. I love the long bikes and being able to hop off and go for a run, and it's just fun to find what I'm capable of again. And it's constantly challenging your mind, and I think that's what I love about it.
Yeah, bricks are awesome. Melissa, what about you? What are you digging right now? What are you jazzed about? What workout gets you out of bed?
I don't have a specific workout, but I love just riding my bike, getting on and going really, really far. And
Far away.
Yeah, pretty simple. But the way that all these back roads around Chester County connect, like sometimes I just decide I'm going to go out for 4 hours and I don't even have a route planned when I leave. And I just like mosey along, like just mosey. And it's been bringing me so much joy. And yeah, like Laura said, I also think it's just so empowering to be able to scoot off the bike and go for a little run after. No matter how tired you are, your legs, they usually feel pretty good after you get past the first 5 minutes. And BJ has got me onto this new Blank Nutrition that is delicious. So I just feel like I just get to snack all day and it's a little fairy tale land.
Love it. Mosey along with my blanks. Emma, what are you crushing on? What are you seizing right now?
I was going to say Mambo set too, to be honest, but I won't say it because it's already been said. And I haven't done it in a minute, DJ, so maybe something different.
No, I didn't give it to you tomorrow. All right, go ahead.
But I feel like I'm in a little bit of like a long run jive right now. I've been enjoying my Sunday long runs. It's fun to see progress. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to stick with Sunday long run.
Yeah, that's a great way to wrap up the weekend.
Yeah.
Brendan, B-Dog.
All right.
Is that just you throwing down his trail name? Is that B-Dog?
B-Dog, what you
right.
got, brother? You got something in your journal you want to read us?
Yeah.
Brendan recently went on a retreat.
Probably not.
Are you gonna make me write my journal and then read from it? And then we asked
You gave me homework. Yeah.
I'm gonna read from my journal. I was like,
Yeah.
What are you crushing on? What kind of workout?
Yeah, everyone gave good answers. But I like the 3 by 9 minutes over unders they're so spicy. I love those. I like those a lot. I love doing over unders, especially when they're like over FTP and then only just a little bit under FTP. So it's just, you just get the pump drum and bass music really loud and just get really dark and be like, let's go. It's a fun time. Yeah, I really like those. Usually I do them on Saturday mornings and I'm really tired from work the night before. So it's a good like wake up call for work that day. Makes me feel good. And yes, to the blanks, that stuff is liquid gold. I have never felt better getting off of the bike. Like I've been crushing the carbs. I drink so many carbs. I'm a carb machine. It's insane. It's so good. It's so good. So good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're all loving the blank
We're all
right
loving
now.
it, yeah.
All right, you guys, we're going to wrap this up. Thank you so much. I think you left your listeners wanting more. And so we'll be bringing you on individually, bringing you back as a group. And we are here for you and you are here for each other. So I say we get that WhatsApp group together sooner than later. And you actually have other teammates that are also doing IMAS. They're just not first timers. So, and we are still actively recruiting.
Mm-hmm. And we
are peer pressuring others on the team. So we'll see.
Athletes to come down and just support and cheer because it is an extremely spectator friendly course. And everything is like accessible right there. Like, let's talk about the important things. Coffee, super convenient. And being able to stay up all night. There's a Starbucks that stays up so you can go back and watch the midnight finishers.
The Starbucks stays up. Okay.
So, this is going to be an epic experience. This is like a dream of mine to have a bunch of people, kind, amazing, inspirational human beings like yourselves to come together for their first Ironman and to be a part of that. So thank you guys for trusting us, Yogi Triathlete. We love you guys. We believe in you. And I can't wait for the world to see you on the other side.
It's going to be a party in the desert.
Ooh, hashtag that.